And think of it this way. What do you think a professional business scammer? Do you think it's occurred to many of them that these dating apps are a great place to have their employees, I mean these nice ladies, go and flirt with guys and then tell them they need money? Do you think what do you think the odds are that let's start with the ladies. By appearance, because when you're looking for a lady, the first thing you notice is their appearance. And, guys, as men, what catches our eye first and what tends to catch our attention and then what we'll be inclined to follow up on is a woman that's already had a lot of work done to herself. And that can be a problem. So, like, a lady that's kept herself up, that's great. I mean, nobody really is attracted to a woman that's let herself go. And by the way, the women feel the same about us. If you've let yourself go, you should unlet yourself go prior to dating. Same as we do in the United States, same as I'm sure they do elsewhere, everywhere else. And guys very commonly think that does not apply to Thailand. I don't know why. It's just I think they just get so excited about Thailand, they forget that, oh yeah, I'm re-entering the market. I should probably clean, maybe get a haircut, maybe lose 15 pounds. Maybe I should buy a new shirt without a coffee stain on the front of it, And because I'll see guys looking like they're about to go, play basketball or something, and they're going out on a date, or they're on a date. That's not really a recipe for success if you think about it. That's not like revelatory there, but commonly broken rule. But anyway, so a woman that's kept herself up is a good thing. A traditional, and I'm going to recommend what's made me happy and what all of my friends like. And again, this is not for everyone. This is just what my channel's kind of about. So my channel isn't here to tell you what to do, but we're going to give you an option to think about. And then if you really prefer, somebody from different kind of lady from somewhere else, that's more power to you. But this is just something to think about, okay? And we all like these traditional Thai or Thai Isan women, which would be the Isan region, which is the northeast region of Thailand. It's a gigantic part of Thai culture. I almost never meet a Thai person, regardless of where I meet them, that does not claim to have roots in the Isan region. It's like saying, well, gee, you're a nice person, aren't you? Oh, yeah, I'm a very nice person. It's not saying that's literally true, but it's almost like that. It's rare to get someone to say that they're not connected to this region in some way. It's a big deal. To me, it's a big part of the culture, okay? And in that culture, a woman, strictly speaking, wouldn't put painted nail polish on, wouldn't have long fingernails, certainly not that tiger claw thing that's the thing now. They do that. If they're doing the tiger claw thing, I'd probably just move on that alone. I'm being dead serious, but you do what you want. Anything more than a tiny bit of makeup, and they'll keep their appearance well up. They'll be extremely clean and groomed, and eyebrows perfect and all that kind of stuff. Hair cut perfect, all that. Clothes tailored. That's your average, even kind of lower. Most of your lower income Thai women still will find time to get their clothes fitted and looking as good as they can, unless they've just kind of let themselves go, which does happen to everyone, and every demographic has that. But anything beyond just kind of the basics, then you have to. It just has to be a little bit of a red flag for you. Wow, Rob, she's got hot pink, super long, sexy, like French manicured nails, and she's got her hair dyed platinum blonde, and she was wearing a mirrored halter top on her first date and wanted to go shopping. Wow. Definitely, and that's a real example, by the way. Well, it was a mirrored miniskirt, not a halter top, but that's not a woman really embracing the traditional culture. And subject of a future video is going to be, this will not be available for like a whole lot longer. I can see this modern culture creeping in year by year. This Watanatam Samai Mai, the modern culture is creeping into Thailand, and the younger women are getting more and more into it. And some of the older women have kind of had it with the older culture, which is a lot of work for them. And man, it's, this is going to be available for another decade or two, I think. And then it's going to be very hard to do what I did. To just, for the good old days, you can just come here, show up, clean yourself up a little bit, and go find yourself a real nice lady that's real considerate of your wallet and your time and your health and really cares about you. I mean, isn't that great? But shock. That's not going to be easy to find in the upcoming years. I can see it already. I don't guarantee you that's going to happen. It's already happened in your home country. Obviously, that's why you're looking at this video, and it is happening here. It's just much slower because the culture's so deep. That's the saving grace of Thailand. Is the culture's really good and it's deep. And this transformation from the Watanatam Dangdum over to the Samai Mai is going slow as molasses. Praise God. But anyway, so anything more beyond than like anything more than a little bit of makeup, anything more than a tiny bit of nail polish only sometimes, anything more than a little lightening of their natural, beautiful Thai hair color. I don't know why they would change that, but some do. It's sad to see, but it's the reality. Anything more than that, and you got to say, gee whiz, maybe this isn't really like a real traditional lady. But if you can find a real traditional lady, then, like I was saying, they'll really care for you. I mean, Fawn just won't spend my money. She just won't text from my sweet daughter. Isn't that awesome? So where do you find these ladies? So here's some good news. So here's the good news. They're really easy to find. The thing is, all of Thai culture, and I'm back to my Jamie Foxx quote from the awesome film Miami Vice, all of this is going to happen in broad daylight. And to your detriment, unfortunately. Now, once you kind of start opening your eyes and going, hey, you will see all these things that were right under your nose the whole time. You just didn't notice them. So when you're being asked for money up front and the not getting jai behaviors from a lady, that should be very, very obvious to you. This is not a traditional cult person, and that's what I'm going to say. I'm kind of selling on this channel. That's my recommendation for you to consider and check out. If it's not for you, hey, great, go find somebody else. That's fine. That's on you. But a lot of guys come here, the overwhelming majority, and they're thinking they want this one kind of lady, and they go and they marry a sex worker. Not kidding. That's an old joke, but a joke. Like, some jokes are funny because they're true, and it's one of those. The Thai people laugh all the time, not in a mean way. They're just kind of amazed. They're just kind of stunned at how we make our choices. They're kind of flummoxed as to why we choose so consistently choose the bottom class of ladies here to marry. They're like, why? That's so. They just don't understand us. We're very, the Thai culture and the Western cultures are so, could not be more different. I'm telling you. One, you can go out into the Isan region, and that's great, and that's I think the best way, to be honest. If I was still single, this week's kind of a crazy week, but I had probably more than a handful of very nice, very attractive ladies at their work, taking an interest in me, what I felt was beyond just purchasing some minor item at a convenience store or a coffee shop or whatever. And they were striking up conversations with me, and I'm making little jokes in Thai, and we're chit-chatting back and forth. Speaking Thai is a gigantic advantage. If you're interested in women, it's worth it alone for you to learn to speak. I'm telling you. It's so easy for me. I could be single and pick up a date any Friday, Saturday night I wanted to go out. If I didn't want to be lonely any night, I wouldn't be lonely, and I wouldn't be out with a sex worker that I'd have to worry about my general biological security, amongst other things. A lot of those ladies will drop something in your drink and then clean you out while you're sleeping. It's and that's here now, by the way. The bad people here have discovered scopolamine and the other, narcotics, obviously, and stuff like that. So you can look that up if you want. Look up the phrase "devil's breath" and hold on to your underwear when you watch that one. That's an ugly story, but that comes from Colombia, and now it's here. So it's been here for a few years, obviously, but it's getting. I'm hearing more about it. So I think it's getting more widespread as I hear the rumblings in the jungle, so to speak. So one, coming out here and staying away from a tourist area would be like strategy one. I would say that, get yourself established, come to a tourist area, try not to go straight to going crazy about ladies. I know a lot of guys come here, myself included, feeling kind of neglected, feeling very lonely. Loneliness is a huge problem in retirement, which is hard for me to even fathom now. 5 years ago I was massively lonely, and now I'm so not lonely I couldn't tell you, but it's kind of, I have to force myself to remember what it was like, and yeah, it did suck. I get that, and I get a lot of guys reaching out to me, and they're massively lonely and they're really unhappy and they're trying to get out of that. But try to avoid marrying a sex worker out of loneliness, because that's just really That's super, super, super common. That's probably what the statistical majority of guys do when they come here. And I just think if you pause on that, you'll be happier in the long run. Keep in mind, as I hear from every single person here, without any single exception at all, that the percentage of guys that are unhappily married here is about the same as the West, which is roughly 2 out of 3. If she's black-hearted, it's not going to matter, how cute she looks in a pair of jeans. So one, coming out here, but maybe you can't come out here, and I'll talk a little bit about how you come out here in a second. But the other, if you can't, hey, I got more good news. Remember, all this stuff happens in broad daylight, the scamming and the bad stuff, but also the good stuff. Going to your daily life, getting into your daily life. Yeah, great. You don't speak the language yet, that's fine. Be careful of translating apps. Just use a keyword here or there. Don't try to make sentences because in Thai, the order of the words is massively critical to the meaning, and you can take the same 3 or 4 words and shuffle them 3 different ways, and it'll be a question, a joke, or an insult. You cannot, and the Thai sentence structure is about 2/3 of the time opposite to English, and 1/3 the same as English. So I can't even tell you to speak opposite. Like the car red, and we'd say the red car. Here they say the car red, but in other things they say it the other way. So you cannot predict it. There's no rhyme or reason to it, as far as I can tell. After studying the language almost 6 years, I can just tell you that you should not be winging it, because But smile and bow. Look up a keyword and smile and bow. That's what I would do if you don't speak, and that goes a long way with the Thais, anyways. You're halfway there just doing that. A guy that speaks and he's rude, you're better off than he is. So you're fine. You're in the South and the Gulf and the beaches, all that great stuff. A lot of ladies come there specifically to find a Western husband, and some are actually good ladies just looking. I don't know if it's a majority or not, but all I can tell you is it's an awful lot of ladies go there with black-hearted intentions. They're looking for a guy just like you. So you have to be really careful. Now, if you go outside of the typical places where you might think a woman will be looking to find a guy, like working in a massage parlor, working at some kind of go-go dancing, sex business, whatever, a bar girl bar, a bar girl is where your waitress is extremely pretty. She'll bring you your beer and stuff, and then you can make arrangements with her, and there are little rooms, or in some really tacky places. I've seen photos in Pattaya, there's booths, like a photo booth, and you can go in the booth for a few minutes and do whatever you might do in there. I mean, that just seems odd to me, but I guess that's a thing. So, not that I'm a prude, but gee whiz, that's not taking a whole lot of regard for your general safety, is it? And there's some disgusting people that go to those tourist areas, and you're sharing with them. So, I mean, wow, I'd rethink that if I were you. So staying away from all that. Notice the lady who's serving you or ringing you out at 7-Eleven, the lady at the coffee shop. And if you go to the places off the main drags and away from the lifestyle, the nightlife, the whole Jiao Chu, which means Playboy thing and all that, if you get away from all that and just even a couple quieter streets over, imagine the psychology of a girl that goes there versus she's got to be in the main drag with all the action at 1 a.m. selling liquor. That's a different personality, right? Or the ladies at the gas stations. Get a cool motorcycle. I mean, cars are expensive, I get that, but motorcycles aren't. Get a cool motorcycle. Man, that's a conversation starter. Let me tell you, I've met so many ladies because of my motorcycle. Now I'm not interested and I'm not looking. I just have to kind of politely say, "No, I'm gamlang bai lian pasatai," but I don't have any mai mi wei la, but if you were single, boy, you'd be appreciating it. It's a shame I'm wasting all these opportunities. I wish I could hand them to somebody, but it doesn't work that way. Then you can find the service people even in a tourist area, because they're working and they're making $10, $11 a day, and they're working hard for that. That's a lady that's disciplined and gets up every morning and irons and washes and irons her uniform, and they have to care for all that themselves, and shows up on time and probably puts up with a ton of crap at work, right? that's somebody that you can kind of quote unquote rescue after you want to date them steady and everything. And if you're a traveling guy, well, they've just quit their 6,000 to 8,000 baht per month job, which is $200 or whatever, and you can reimburse them that, and they can take care of you, and you guys can travel together or something. After you've been dating a long time, you don't do that right away, but you know what I mean. There's so many. I just can't tell you. I meet so many lovely, nice women every day here, and then I get these comments from guys on my channel, and they're engaged to, they're planning to marry, they've moved in with a sex worker, and there is not a whole lot of difference between a sex worker and a scammer. And there I'm going to bite my tongue and not use the Thai word for scammer, because if you repeat that word, it's going to work against you. But they're dangerous. If you're a retired guy on a steady income, a fixed income, and you marry somebody like that, man, that can really be the kiss of death. And I've known a handful of guys that have gone down real hard with that. And I don't know that many people here. It gets ugly. It can really get ugly for a guy. Guys invest a significant chunk of their life savings building a house on somebody else's land that they don't know, that they met in a sex business in a tourist area. And by the way, traditional Thai women don't drink, and if they drink, it's rare. And if they ever do drink, rarely, it's very little. If you're dating a woman and she likes to knock back a couple, three, and they're small people, and that little tiny thing is knocking back 2-3 beers almost every time you go out, man, I would really ask you to consider just not dating her anymore, just on that alone. And I know that sounds harsh, but that is really not abiding in this beautiful, wonderful culture. And I'm going to tell you something else about the Isan region, because I know the haters have already probably made a dozen comments about why all the sex businesses are filled with women from the Isan region. I can't tell if that's true or not. You hear that a lot. I have no way to know if that's true. Let's just assume that's true and give the haters their big win, okay? Here's my counterpoint. The Isan region is generally reported as the poorest region in all of Thailand. So that means people are financially desperate and they're going to do work that they really don't like. By the way, all those bar girl places constantly have an employee shortage because nobody wants to do that disgusting work, okay? But they eventually find people because they're, let me check, desperate. And the other thing is, a lot of those women are trafficked, either tricked or flat out made to go work there. And I interviewed a long series of interviews with a woman who was I call her kind of the number 3 person in a scamming criminal organization, and they were trafficking women left, right, and center, and that's about all I want to say about that. I value my safety and peace too, but I'm telling you flat out for a flipping fact, that happens, and that happens commonly. So when you're supporting that business, just think about what you're supporting. So to say that reflects poorly on the young innocent woman, the 80-pound young woman, she's the villain, she's the big mastermind of all this? I don't think so. Behind most scammers is a man who's running the scammer and running the scam. Not all, but I think it's more than 50%. But I know it's very, very common. Every experienced guy here tells me very common. A lot of this information too I'll get, if not mostly from the Thais, but then also I get it from my friend Davo. He's just one of those guys. His personality is so disarming, and he's got the long hair, and he's kind of a laid back guy, but he's actually really got a really sharp mind, and he asks fantastic questions. He just has a way of getting the truth out of people. I think he doesn't even know he does it, and he's like human truth serum, and he just knows all these people. He's just one of those worldly guys, just kind of a chameleon, kind of blends in anywhere, and then people just start telling him all this stuff. And it's amazing some of the stuff he's told me, and I believe him. I know him well, and I absolutely believe what he tells me. But so that's in your tourist area and away from the Isan region. There's that option, and the Isan women. And now let's get back to defending the Isan women themselves a little bit. So you really can't throw that whole, even if it's true that they come from the Isan region to work there. I think we've taken the teeth out of that argument. And then I'll tell you from the now here's like just Thai culture, just pure Thai culture, nothing to do with us Westerners, which is Falang is how you say Westerner. It does not mean foreigner. It translates to foreigner. It's a mistranslation in my opinion, because it doesn't mean that, because Indians, Chinese people, Cambodians, all that, they all have separate names for those. Falang just means like a European origin descent person coming here. Which Americans are European origin as well. So you get the idea. On the pure Thai cultural end of it, with nothing to do with us, when people are here, they lived and worked in the Isan region, born here, this is all they know. Every single solitary person, and I'm thinking of about a dozen people that I know fairly well that have then gone on, continued on their career outside the Isan region, they all complain about the lack of Watanatam Dangdum, the less following and abiding of the traditional Thai culture. Here, this is the deep end. Remember I told you how this culture is fading? It's fading here last, baby. Okay? In the tourist areas, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. You'll find people that abide in that or have some of that in their heart, or they've raised their kids very traditionally, good on them, But that's not going to be everyone out there, or the majority. That's going to be the small minority. Out here, the majority, overwhelming majority, are still in this whole Dangdum thing. And that's in this video, that's what I'm selling you. At least go check it out. Maybe it's not for you. None of this matters a hill of beans to me. But it is my intent on my channel to share real, actual, true information, because when I was doing my research before I came here, I couldn't get a handle on hardly anything that was true. Almost everything I found was fake or false. So thank you, all those YouTubers that slung all that crap, by the way, 5-6 years ago. Thanks for all that. But here, if you found my channel, I may not be the most entertaining guy in the world, but dang well, you're going to get the truth. I only share what my Thai friends tell me. And then if it's outside of that, which is only a little bit of the information, then it's from my Western friends here. But it's got to be a strong consensus, or I won't share it. Because my friends are pretty sharp. If they all say one thing, I pretty well know that's a solid fact. But that's kind of where you can go. So I would say it's worth it to come here, travel out here. And car, motorcycle, by train, whatever, plan out a route. And what you can do is go on a map and find these other cities. And I would explore along the Mekong, or some pronounce it the Mekong River. It comes through down from China, I think, and it's the border between Thailand and Laos there in the Isan region. I was along there once, absolutely loved it. Very pretty, breezy. The river's like a mile wide. It's huge. It's really cool. We're seeing anyways, but very nice people out there. And the whole idea of pay grade, as I always say, when I go to Pattaya, I have no pay grade. None of the ladies are looking at me, no flirts, no nothing. And Fawn loves to tease me about that, and we joke about it. And when I go to the city of Khon Kaen, I go to Bangkok, no pay grade. Khon Kaen a little bit, but mostly none. It's Khon Kaen, it's a little better. I get a little more attention from ladies there than, say, in Bangkok and Pattaya. Tourist areas, it's nothing. I'm just a 60-year-old man walking around at nothing, But in the city of Korat, I have a decent pay grade. I get a fair bit of interest. If I go and get a service or a good, or whatever, get a haircut there or something like that, and there's women in there, they'll be looking at me. Maybe somebody will start a conversation with me. They'll tell me their age, which is a huge flirt. That's a giant knock you over the head flirt. That you're not supposed to share age with an age appropriate dating woman unless you're interested. Age you can ask. You can ask a person how old they are. That's not a personal question unless it's a woman of approximate dating age to you. And in Thailand, that's a bit of a broad range. Just FYI, a little dating tip there for you. So if you ask a woman, then that they know, they're going to assume that you have an interest, and then you can gauge their reaction after you ask their age. Great tip, by the way. And then when I leave the city of Korat and I come out here into the rural suburbs where I live, my pay grade skyrockets. And if I go another half hour northeast, further into the Isan region from here, even 20 minutes from here, my God, I'm Brad Pitt out there. Baby, let me tell you, on riding my Starship, my motorcycle, I mean, out there, yeah, no, it's, you want to feel like a stud, go do that. You'll feel like a stud at the end of the day. And you'll find sincere, nice, young, beautiful women that are looking for an opportunity to have a nice husband that will care for them, that they can care for and build a life with. I mean, and if you're a younger guy and you want to have kids, man, there you go. And if you're an older guy like me and you just want somebody to care for you and you'll care back and all that, you can work out a nice relationship there too. Generally stay above 30. Below 30, you're competing with the eligible Thai men. And man, you better be honking handsome and rich and have a ton of personality, and you better speak some Thai if you're going to be dating in that range. Below 30, the single woman, unmarried below 30, that's the Thai men's field. We're far better off to stay out of that. Most of the guys that get scammed to get hurt go in there, and you're just not going to do well. The only woman that'll take you on are a woman that's going to scam you. 95% of the time, probably 98. I mean, a tiny minority are looking for, that's the unicorn thing. Look at my unicorn video a couple of videos ago. But other than that, nope. And that's what I would tell you about where to look for a good Thai woman and this traditional culture thing. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a miracle that it still exists. And I think we come here thinking we're looking for that, take it for granted, and end up throwing it out for no real reason. And then we just kind of get distracted visually by a woman with a lot of plastic surgery, Suai Peng. One of my favorite terms in Thai. Suai Peng is a woman that's pretty but expensive. And I don't find that look attractive. And I don't recommend it, because a woman that has done that to herself, she's looking to then upgrade what she can charge you. That's typically why they do that. My opinion, you can call me a sexist Neanderthal, that's fine. But a lot of the times they're doing that as part of a strategy. Now, some of it's just that women are competitive and they're competitive with each other and they all want to look as pretty as possible. But when they're looking for a guy, it's not uncommon. They'll scrape together some money, borrow money, all that, and they'll put a lot of it into their expensive plastic surgery for themselves, have breast augmentation, get their face made real pretty. Their little faces take right to the surgery here. But after you get an eye for it, and I'd encourage you to spend some time look up beauty clinics online in Thailand, and you can go on Google Maps and you click on the clinic and you can go to their website or their Facebook page. You can see like before and after, and you'll start to get a handle for it. Now it's glaringly obvious to me. I can tell you who's had plastic surgery and mostly what they've had done. And if I was single, I'd be like, nope. I'd be, what is that, swipe left or swipe right or whatever that is on those apps. If you want to do a date on an app, do Tinder or Badoo, and then pay for the fancy membership and set your location to Thailand. Don't use Thai Lovely, Thai Friendly. The Thai dating sites are the scammers. And think of it this way. What do you think a professional business scammer, do you think it's occurred to many of them that these dating apps are a great place to have their employees, these nice ladies, go and flirt with guys and then tell them they need money? What do you think the odds are that, that probably is half the women on there are probably doing their job, right? I really wouldn't recommend those Thai dating sites. I really would tell you to just delete those apps if you're already on them. And if you want to date, that's fine. Use Tinder or Badoo, set your location to Thailand, set it away from a tourist area. Do that, and go slow. And don't go on an app more than a month before you're coming here. I tell you not to. Definitely don't do that. Please don't. Try to resist. It's the tortoises that win the day here. If you don't believe anything I'm saying, just try the strategy of going slow, and after a few months, notice how much greater your success is here. And go, going slow. That does seem to work here. Because the scammers want speed. Time is money. Their boss is on them every day. How many guys you get? Who'd you get? Where's my money? All right. So, anyways, there's how to find a nice Thai lady. There's a little bit about what a nice Thai lady might be, and if you're coming here, I really do wish you the best. I wish to spare you many of the mistakes and true pain that I found when I got here, and that you can more smoothly ease into a nice, pleasant, peaceful retirement. That's my wish for you. Take care. Well, my transitions have turned into sunglasses out here in the pavilion, so for the haters, you can say I'm hiding behind sunglasses or something. I guess I've had that comment before. thick. It's my only pair of glasses. I don't tell you. Well, actually, I have a little smaller old prescription I use for riding my motorcycle, but that's it. Another extemporaneous video from Rob. What I'm going to attempt to help guys with today is the idea of where to find a good Thai woman. Where are some good places potentially to go find a wife? And I got this idea from a guy that I was helping just last week. And his plan, I'm just, he's a smart guy. He's a successful guy, a fellow math enthusiast. And his plan was to marry somebody from an industry, which I just don't think is a good idea to marry anyone from that industry. And then he was, of course, looking in the tourist areas. And he watches my channel. And so there's these moments where it's like, am I wasting my time? I'm kidding. It's fine. It's all these are, and some, I've had the occasional, very emotionally immature 60-year-old get triggered by this. But I mean, all I'm really saying, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just saying these are things that I've kind of learned through experience. These are just suggestions that have worked for me, and 95% of my content comes from the Thai people themselves. And then I generally, not half and half, I run this by some of my other successful retirees here in Thailand and over in Southeast Asia. And if there's anything other than a strong, complete consensus, then generally I rethink it before I share it on my channel. So I'm not saying it's always right, because that's just not possible. But I mean, it's pretty well considered, and these are just suggestions. But hey, brother. Happy birthday to Todd. Happy birthday to Todd. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to Todd. You blow it out. Love you, buddy. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. If you've watched this far, please consider hitting like and subscribe.